can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away in the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste my must have anti-statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God, and say that it's not you. On the head, the man above him, look him, I got to bet too much. It in the kitchen, some of fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our river. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sun man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat police man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good evening, and welcome to the People's Point of View. Thank you for joining us. This evening, we're going to drug politicians wherever we can find them. We're going to drug them in America. We're going to jug them in Britain. And certainly, we're going to jug Derek Sangster, Floyd Green, Andrew Holness, Horace Chang. Did you all watch the press conference today? Did you understand what Horace Chang was talking about in relation to crime and the figures and the commissioner? And I don't know, I don't like carry the news in this, so tell me if you don't want to hear it for yourself, because that's too much of a news for me one care. Andrew Holness come out with the giveaway basket today again. Hey, Jesus. This man has a lot to give away. Prime Minister, we hand check out. Just full we hand of whatever you have to give away, because when you put money to things, you rarely put money to things. But then we have to go walk and search for the money like an eagle in a haystack after you pledge it. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, dear subscribers and commenters and trolls, TikTok and YouTube, good evening and welcome. Debbie Jarvis TV, good evening. Good evening, RJ Beverly, real sweet, Michelle Lewis Wilson, Gloria Morris, Empress Deb, Sharon Bernard, Arlene Foster, who else there? Good evening, everyone. I see my color. Good evening and welcome. Canadian girl, good evening. Ladybug, good evening. Dan Campbell, good evening. Marcia Thomas, good evening. Bransford McLean, Violet Watson, Devante Dunn, Lawrence Wood. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Good evening. I haven't seen much from Kamala, but on the back of the battering Kamala get, Kentucky Master, first time seeing you, good evening. We're going to go off on a tangent this evening on the racist, badly baked breadfruit, dry coconut, Kemi Bedanak, Ola Walla Kemi. But before we go further, we want to once again congratulate Commissioner Joy on her re-election, Charmaine Flowers, on her re-election as Commissioner for West Park. Once again, Commissioner Joy, congratulations. The East Jerk World, Wagwan. But we're going to go off on a tangent and Ola Kemi. Boy, Kamala, this is a battering. A them something you call battering. And let me say this to the Jamaica Labour Party. This is the similar battering una go get, because I notice you all no Claudette Edwards, I have to rub salt in a Kamala wound because I tell a long time so Donald Trump was going to win. Me know people never believe me. But salt need to be rubbed in Kamala wound. And I'll tell you why in a bit. Marcia Gray. Coarse salt, Kamala. And if you want to add a bit of cayenne to it, rub it in it, because here what is it I'm tired of with these people. The color card and the migrant card. The color card and the migrant card that people like Barack Obama and Kamala and them people they play. And their old Kemi is gearing up to play the color card as well. But Ola Kemi has gotten herself in many trouble with the whole of in Britain. Because one thing we're going to make sure, Ola Kemi, that you never, as a black woman, become leader of this country with the support of black votes in this country. We're going to lead a campaign against you. You've never seen such a campaign led against another black politician by black people in this country. You're not suitable, Kemi. But we're going to play you jibs and jab of Kemi. We're going to play a video of Kemi, and then we're going to make Dr. Shola and Elaine, one of the TikTok queens, respond to Ola Kemi. Because one thing with Ola Kemi, I see you, Tanya, same way stay Soto. The Labour Party, just like how you see the Dems regularly use the color card in America politics, is the same way the Labour them use it here. But the Conservative them have one dry coconut, badly roast breadfruit. We're gear up to use that card, because I'm sure Ola Kemi is going to want to tell us, just like Kamala Obama, go bad up America people. Because them don't understand, the Dems them don't understand a lot of things what them do, why them lose this vote. The bad up with Barack Obama go bad up bad American men and think to say, them vote belong to Kamala because Kamala claim to be black. Not that we can verify that Kamala is black, you know. Just like how we cannot verify that Ola Kemi is black. But they regularly use this race card to play upon with mine. But ask Barack Obama, Ola Kemi, Rishi Sunak, and all of them, except for Diane Abbott, what meaningful have they done for us since they are all using this black card and this migrant card to elevate themselves in British and American politics? Enough of them using us. We fi start call out these dumb, backward, slave gatekeeping, racist black people.
Past, we need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I saw it as...
Now, this is the leader of the Tory party, the Conservatives, the Republican, or the Labour right. Hey. This is the Ola Kemi. The Nigerian claim to be Ola Kemi.
This is the past. We need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I saw it as a trade minister. It's not culture wars. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country. And he was telling me that we needed to give up some of the things that we were doing because of colonialism and because they needed time to develop. These arguments are a scam. Don't fall for it. We need to make sure that we put this country first. We work well with our neighbours. We work well with other countries, but we have to look after ourselves too.
Well, I mean, those advocating for reparations would say, shouldn't we just make up for some of the damage we did through the slavery? As a black woman saying that, they may find that hard to understand from you.
Well, there are many things that the British Empire got wrong, but there are many amazing things that the British Empire also did. And we need to be honest about that and stop pretending that it was all bad. The British Empire ended slavery, the Atlantic slave trade. We need to talk about that more.
There's a few things Ola Kemi says the British Empire got wrong, says Ola Kemi. But there are many fantastic things, says Ola Kemi, the British Empire has done, like ending slavery. Ola Kemi, we're gearing up for you. Let's Elaine go off on a tangent on you before Dr. Shola takes you on. Ola Kemi?
Saying that we should be happy that Kemi Badenoch is the first black woman in Tory leadership, and regardless of our political views or opinions, this is a step forward for minorities. Are you okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, she is a mouthpiece for those narcissistic pricks that you call Tory party. And just like Rishi, she will be used to say what they're really thinking. And just like Rishi, they're going to try and push a racist, misogynistic agenda to suit them. And I'm sorry to all the black and brown Asian British people. What the fuck has Rishi, Preeti, Kemi, or anybody else did for minorities? Because as far as I'm concerned, they have contempt. They have contempt for us. These coloured mouthpieces, because I don't even think that they deserve to be called black and brown. These coloured mouthpieces will push these racist agendas and wouldn't think twice about the impact that it has on us. These coconuts don't think about the optics of what they're saying and how it is said and how much their rhetoric inflames racial tensions. The Tories' biggest sponsor said that Diane Abbott, who is a black woman, needed to be shot. And Kemi gets her ass up there on the podium and defends him and says, oh, we need to forgive him, this, that, and the third. From the time you hear that, this bitch ain't got nothing nice for us. Because when Rishi was Prime Minister, and that was our first Asian Prime Minister, no one was happy. No one was celebrating him. And this is what they don't understand. When they get into these positions of power, or when they make links like this, they are whitewashed so much that they feel like they're one of them. And this is why I feel sorry for a certain type of black and brown people when they forget themselves. Because and to be honest, if I'm really being honest, I'm glad that some white people check them at the motherfucking door and be like, don't get too comfortable here, bitch. We still know what you look like. Know your lane and know your place and know what you're being used for. So if you ask me about, are you happy that Kemi Badenoch is the first black woman to be Tory leader opposition, I will tell you absolutely the fuck not.
For those of you who just joined, before we get to Dr. Shola, let's get back to what Ola Kemi says. Because Ola Kemi says, beat and teach, that the British Empire did a very good thing by ending slavery. She said the British Empire made a few mistakes, but the British Empire did some brilliant things, said Ola Kemi.
Past, we need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to...
Ola Kemi is saying slavery is the past. Let's talk about the future. These black countries that are using the reparation as a guilt trip to Britain, it's a scam, says Ola Kemi. Ola Kemi says it's a scam. But Ola Kemi will want our vote to become Prime Minister of Great Britain. Ola Kemi.
This is the past. We need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I saw it as a trade minister. It's not culture wars. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country. And he was telling me that we needed to give up some of the things that we were doing because of colonialism and because they needed time to develop. These arguments are a scam. Don't fall for it. We need to make sure that we put this country first. We work well with our neighbors. We work well with other countries, but we have to look after ourselves too.
Well, I mean, those advocating for reparations would say, shouldn't we just make up for some of the damage we did through the slavery? And as a black woman saying that, they may find that hard to understand from you.
Well, there are many things that the British Empire got wrong, but there are many amazing things that the British Empire also did. And we need to be honest about that and stop pretending that it was all bad. The British Empire ended slavery, the Atlantic slave trade. We need to talk about that more.
Said the over-roast breadfruit, Kemi Badenoch. Dry coconut rolling down the street, Kemi Badenoch. We should be happy that the British Empire ended slavery. There's about a dozen of you over TikTok, and not one of you decide to tap the screen. A bad man and a bad man? Why on a sit down over TikTok listening to me and not even as much as tapping the screen? I mean, it's just a finger tapping on the screen, you know, it's not all that hard. All right, the labor right them and gear up for take me on when we're ready for start pan Fly Green and Derek Sangster. Why not tapping up the screen? Come on, use the benefit of your finger. All right, let's get on to Dr. Shola explaining the racist, white gatekeeping, cocksucking Kemi Badenoch. Because you think that because you walk around and lip white men dick and you got financial backing because you married to one of the top brass at Deutsche Bank, you're going to come and tell us bullshit, Kemi Badenoch. And then you're going to come and ask us for our votes and tell us that you're a black woman, so we must vote for you. Remember, Kamala Harris was black, or Kamala Harris turn black. But did that blackness benefit Kamala Harris last night? I don't even see her yet say thanks or no thanks or F off or whatsoever off or anything off. Kamala just shuts up blam. Not talk to no. Wanna let me down.
Having white people. So to see that the lineup of ethnic minorities.
Let's get your immediate sentiments about Kemi Badenoch.
We must, in politics and in every sphere of our society, have the right representation, because for the longest time, the norm has been just having white people. So to see that the lineup of ethnic minorities, whether it was Kemi Badenoch, Rishi Sunak, Sajid Javid, Nadeem Zahawi, to put themselves forward, representation, that is good. But the next crucial step has to be substance. And so when it comes to substance, the question has to be, why should I vote for you? Because I'm not going to vote and support you simply because we share the same race, gender, sex, ethnicity. My vote is way too precious for that, because my vote is the most powerful form of democratic representation that I have. When you see what Kemi stands for, that for me is that everything I've been fighting against, everything I've been campaigning against. So whether it's on the issue that she has made the cornerstone of her political career and her campaign for prime minister, her cornerstone is based on culture war, is based on being anti-woke, is based on denying systemic racism exists in the United Kingdom, in undermining LGBT plus rights. This goes against what I believe. So I'm like, how can I possibly support somebody who is bringing up issues that I know I stand against? Because if this was a different politician, it was a white politician, I did the same with Boris Johnson, I would speak out against them. People are excited because, okay, it's an ethnic minority, okay, it's a woman. Again, that's representation. But you need to be looking at substance, people. You need to be taking a look at, what they stand for, their competencies and policies. And if that does not match up with what you believe, how can you possibly support it? Kemi Badenoch right now, racists and white supremacists have found a kindred spirit in her, because she denies systemic racism exists, because she says things like white privilege should not be taught as a contested fact. Because each time she speaks about Nigeria, if you listen to her when she speaks about Nigeria, she talks about Nigeria in very disparaging tone. Yeah. None of the other contenders speak disparagingly of India, Pakistan, or Iraq. So why does she always do this? This is what you should be thinking about. So whether she gets to the next best position in the cabinet or she becomes prime minister, I think what you'll find is that Kemi Badenoch is strategically using her Black identity, using herself as a voice for the culture war, a voice for the far right to drive her ambition. Ambition is not a bad thing. I mean, Nigerians, we are very ambitious, right? Yep. And when you talked about, but your ambition should not come at the cost of throwing people under the bus. And some people watching this right now will go, oh, you just don't like her because she has a difference of opinion. No, this is not about a difference of opinion. I think James Baldwin, the American author, put it best. He said, we can disagree and still love each other, except where your disagreement denies my humanity. And basically, it's promoting my oppression. That is no longer a difference of opinion. What Kemi Badenoch does is racial gatekeeping. Mm-hmm. What she's doing is racial gatekeeping. And that I would not stand for. The same energy I used to fight and campaign against racists is what I'm going to use to campaign against what she stands for. All
right, Dr. Shallow, I'm reaching desperately for some positives here. I mean, of course, we were having a conversation in studio before you came on. Let's get a fair assessment from you on her role as former Equalities Minister. For people on the outside, is there anything you could say she did right or well in that capacity? Are you kidding me?
Listen, Kemi was a former Minister of Equalities. Do you know what I call her? I call her the Minister of No Equalities. In her role, she, as I say, she denies systemic racism exists. She undermined LGBT plus rights. And she's meant to be the Minister of Equality. She did not do anything positive as Minister for Equalities. That's the point. There's a wide range of issues that pertains to her. She supports the Rwanda policy to take people who are vulnerable and to drive them off to Rwanda, to treat them so inhumanely.
you, Kemi Badenoch, will not have an easy ride in this Britain with the black votes or the migrant votes. We're going to campaign against you like no other. You're not any representation of us, Kemi Badenoch. You're a racist white woman. You're a racist white woman. You are no representation of us, for us. You does not represent us, Kemi Badenoch. You don't speak for us. You speak for the white British elite, Kemi Badenoch. The white British institution and corporations, Kemi Badenoch. Those are the people who you cater to. So remember, Kemi, when election call, Christine Gilbert, how are you? Kathy, wagwan. Remember, Kemi Badenoch, when the election call, keep blackness out of your mouth. Keep blackness out of your mouth. Remember, it never worked for Kamala. It's not gonna work for you. You're a plant. The conservative want some black votes. This plant is not a worthy plant. This plant is exposed Conservative Party before you even place it there. Because none of us recognize her. None of us pay much attention to her. She has done nothing good or nothing positive in politics. She's a woman who stands against our queen, Diane Abbott, defending the racist Frank Hester. Kemi Badenoch, you will not have it easy. Why them a bust the fire rockets on here? Me and the end woman will jump. Why them busting the fire rocket and them know I will jump? Anyway, you're not going to have it easy with us. None of us is on your side in this country. Because you're a racist. You're a gatekeeper. You're a slavery denier. You're a colonialist denier. You're a reparations denier. You, Kemi Badenoch, say a scam, we're trying to scam white people with the reparations argument. Under no circumstances, Kemi Badenoch, you're not going to have it easy in Britain. We're going to wage a war of words against you. We're going to campaign against you rigorously. We're going to expose your racism to the world. We're going to expose your coconut mentality to the world, Kemi Badenoch. Just like how you see Candy sit down and expose Kamala, lie them one by one. Kamala Pupa may be Jamaican, but Kamala fi talk say our Pupa is from the Jewish descendants. Not talk like your Pupa, Kamala Harris, are from the African descendant. When the top use Jamaican and reggae music, forget what you want out of black people. But after you get what you want, you turn on your back. You don't have blackness in you. Stop walking and talking. Go back to your Indian heritage that you was. Maybe if you did Tande, you wouldn't get to where you want to get to. But you suddenly turn black because blackness is fashionable. Kamala. What my cousin Myrna? Blackness fashionable. So you turn black overnight. And you think it was enough to save you. I mean, no Kemi Badenoch, I go count turn black too. When election time come around, this coconut on screen, I go turn black as well. Because she wants black people vote for the Conservative Party. The racist, misogynist white men. I hate them plant Kemi Badenoch to come canvas who we vote for. Use Kamala as a lesson. Kamala was a plant as well. That's why Kamala never entered the Democratic contest to go against anybody. She was plant Kemi Badenoch. I remember just like how for your husband of Deutsche Bank and them institutional friends stand behind you and make you get the leadership of the Conservative Party. The same way institutions and corporations run behind Kamala, and boy did they outspend Donald Trump. But have they not been outwon? Sit down and depend upon black people's vote. We are waking up slowly but surely. Genevieve, yes, there's a high concentration of leftover Jews in Jamaica because one thing a lot of us are not aware of, during the World War II, Jamaica was a refugee zone for people like the Jews and a lot who were escaping the all of the galangin of Europe at that time. So a lot of these people who you see become the 21 multimillionaires that run our country, a lot of them are either indentured workers, slave masters, or some of them are people who came to Jamaica during World War II as refugee, because as you know, the British were in charge of Jamaica then. So the British was using Jamaica as one of their refugee campus status up at the Mona area there, UWI area, so on. So yes, Jamaica have a lot of Jews still, a lot of Germans as well, some Lebanese, Chinese, Indians. Yes, we do have all those people. I'm not aware that Kamala dad came from the same parish I'm from. I don't know Jews were there. Okay. But you know, the people move around a lot. But yes, there are a lot of Jews in Jamaica. That's why Jamaica observes 5 major religions: Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Rastafarian, and what the other one? I think, is it Hinduism? Yeah, I think Hinduism. Yes. So don't think you're gonna have it easy, Kemi Badenoch. It's not gonna be an easy ride. I tell you, so much of we are gearing up for you, my dear. And you if you watch social media like Andrew Holness, you must know, say, a whole heap of we out here line up for you. Because we know the agenda. We know the agenda, and we know where I go come tell we say. So we line up. But we are warning you as well. Because we want you to come shamefaced. Because that's what we do. We come on a promise with horse dead and cow fat. You have not once spoken positive of even Nigeria, where you come from, where your parents come from, where you grow up. Every time you speak about Nigeria, it's something negative. And you expect to have black people support when every time you open your mouth about black people or black countries, you sound worse than Donald Trump? They're worse politicians than Donald Trump, those who pretend to be black. They're worse a politician than Donald Trump. If Kemi Badenoch have her way, the reparation argument in this country is shut down. Kemi Badenoch says we're trying to scam Britain. Kemi Badenoch says Britain made a few mistakes, but Britain did. The empire did some amazing things, like ending the slave trade. Kemi Badenoch call it. Kemi Badenoch wouldn't even call it, the black genocide. Kemi Badenoch call it the slave trade. That's what she called it. Not the black genocide. But she's going to come for our vote. We sit down and wait for you, my dear. Hurry up and come. Hurry up, hurry up. Carl Floyd Green and Derek Sangster. What the two bull crap there? And a naughty sentence people alone will vote for Shiny, all the while vote for dead people. No? Even my community do it as well. My community vote for dead people too, because they've been voting for Derek Sangster forever. People vote for J.C. Hutchinson. People vote for Mike Henry. I mean, there's quite a few constituencies across Jamaica or division who enjoy voting for dead. And my division, my community, is certainly one of them. Because just the other day, them vote back in that dead man in a fashion. This dead man who has been in politics since about 1974, he spent 2 terms at central government as an MP for Southwest St. Elizabeth. And he's been at local government forever. He was the mayor prior for about 8 years, I think, prior to the local government election. Under his mayoralty, in block up with major drainage that protect, that strip where we live pan, we see the one side away and Savannah the one side away. But I'm going to show you the water and the Savannah, and I'm going to show you what caused it, even though the community now has started to act on it. All right, you see that whole pan of water over here, so what we call over salt pan or over Brody. But the puddle of water you're seeing, it's not how it normally is since we were growing up. When we have heavy rainfall, yes, you have it full up come over the road. But because we have a culvert down the road what we call Salpan, there the water drain to the sea. Yes, it's a lake, the Easy Jerk, but that's how we call it where we come from. It's a lake. The water drain to the sea and release the road. Most of this water where you see, once we don't have a lot of heavy rain, it's dry land. Upon the water would have go all the way back up to the bush. And in there, so salt tilapia grow. Not the fresh fish them, because it's salt water. Salt tilapia grow over there. When a dry season, we have a vast piece of dry land. People drive on it. We play cricket on it, football on it, everything. But since them block up the drainage, the video coming up now is the drain. Since this new water, the community go down, they go unblock it because Derek Sangster sell the land to him friend them and them do a development will block the creek so the people them have to cut a new drain next to it.
Yes, yes. Down in I now go and hold the trucks, you know. I run back to sleep. Hey.
So where you see they're cutting this drain is because Derek Sangster and him friend them block up the original one, then the community now to release the water have to go there and cut a new drain round it because the culvert, because of them development, block up. So them have to cut a new drain because if we don't release the water to the sea, then it causes with long-term flooding. The more the rain come, the higher the water get. But what we need, Clyde Green and Derek Sangster, we need a backhoe help to dig because we need to dig the trench deeper so the water can flow faster. Because before on a block up with culvert, we never used to have this excess water problem that we've been having since Derek Sangster. I've been at it. My family can tell you. I have been at this from 2018. Because at 2018, when we go down there, we find out how dangerous it is. Because I never rainy time and me realize broad in a dry and water come up right a roadside. I've been going on about this because Myrna de Panya, she can tell you every day me bother about it. I've been going on about this from 2018. And I've blamed my community a lot as well. How unatande and allow these things to happen. We live between the sea and the lake. And allow local government and them friend them because of them private galangin to come block up with drain. And the people them just sit down there with it until it's today. Them take action against it. It's no. The people have to be taking action against it. But to Derek Sangster and Clyde Green, the people need assistance. We need heavy machine. Just the shovel and the hoe them is not enough. We need to release the water from the area. The more rainfall we have, the higher that water gets and start going to people's house. Remember Clyde Green. It's the same community you're going to come to in less than a year to send you back to central government. It look like popcorn if you go gas until they go help you with drain cleaning for through the easy jerk. It's the same community, Clyde Green, you're going to come to ask for their votes in less than a year. This was the community, Clyde Green, that was being ravished by Beryl the other day, that you didn't even give much help to Flight Green. Pittance here, pittance there, but not coordinated help, isn't it? We will remind you, though. We will remind you, Flight Green, that when we needed your assistance, we have to come out a road, come demonstrate for your car ice, come give away, because JPS wait until we were the last set of people, almost the last set of people in Jamaica to get back light. And you never go look upon the people, Flight Green, until them demonstrate your car chuck of ice. Go give them. But remember, you'll be coming back for the people's vote. You don't have to go vote, you know. You don't want to hear anything from the press conference today. Dr. Changa Andrew talks on things, and I cannot repeat it all. No? So you don't have to talk if you don't want to hear it, so I can play it for you. But it's too much news for one somebody care. Especially when you can news from people who barely know what they might tell you about. The easy jerks they want to hear, yes. Mm-hmm. Especially if you can news. Master Grace say yes. Them is something you are too much for one somebody care. Because boy, them people you can just make it up as they go along. Thank you, Horace. Harrison, thank you. Simple girl. All right, we are going to make Dipsy Dana. Roll it along, my sister. Roll it along. Ladybug, how are you? Roll it along, Dana. Because you love talk idiotness, you know. And one thing you never shot at, Dana. And I don't think we pay these people to do their job. And some of it, me now go bored with a lot of it. Me I go drag it to a certain part. But Dana Dixon behave like we must wrap them up in cotton wool because they have been doing our work and they have been doing well. It's like it's a cotton wool thing. We have to start by cotton wool now, Dana.
And that if you're having any challenges, please speak to your supervisor or your head of entity. We are here to support everyone who gives their service to this country, and we will make allowances for those who cannot come in because of their circumstances. And so, again, we thank the Lord for sparing us, and we look forward to hearing from those who will present later in terms of the impact of Raphael on our country. And so this morning, there are going to be a few different segments. We're going to start with Heart NSTA Trust. As you heard last week, rolling out TVET.
Because it's a whole heap of dinky minis, I'm going to take you to Horace Strong and Andrew.
In our schools from as early as possible is a priority because we understand that skills training is the way forward, and we're encouraged by the fact that since the Prime Minister announced the elimination of fees at Heart, that we've seen 120,000 Jamaicans signing up to do skills training programs in our country, and that is fabulous. And so I commend the Heart team for that. And as we take skills training even more into schools, we know that ultimately we're going to have a much more skilled labor force in our country going forward. All right, so I'm going to continue this morning, and Minister Morgan is here.
Yes, it's worthwhile listening to Minister Fagan as well.
And we're going to be getting an update on damage caused by the weather event named Raphael. And so welcome, Minister Morgan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maurice Dixon, and thanks to all the persons who are tuning in online, and also to my colleagues and friends here this morning. I see everybody is nice and dry. which is always a good thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to give a preliminary report on the impact of Tropical Storm Raphael on Jamaica over the last several days. We would all know that Tropical Storm Raphael started impacting the island on the 4th of November. We saw significant flooding in several areas of the island, and I would just like to give you a short rundown of some of the areas that were mostly impacted by the tropical storm. We had issues in St. Anne along the White River corridor, St. Mary at Gualta Vale. We had issues in Broadgate, Toms River, which is in St. Mary, the Junction area as well. In St. Andrew saw significant challenges, especially in northern, West Rural St. Andrew. We had Mount Erie, Golden Spring, Chesterfield Drive also had some serious challenges, including Stony Hill, Nolan Hill. We also had issues in St. Andrew where the Troja Fording saw some significant inundation, as well as Worthy Park in St. John's, Bartons in Old Harbour. Big Pond also saw significant flooding where persons were not able to exit the community or enter. I think the water is receding just now. We also had issues in Yuatan, as you know, as well. The Bogwat Gorge constantly floods when we have significant rain events. And also in Spanish Town, Sligoville, and also St. Thomas. I spoke to the Member of Parliament, Mr. James Robertson. His constituents also had some serious challenges. We had some issues in RT's, Poor Man's Corner, Trinityville, Grand Spence, Church Corner, and so on. Generally, and I can share the full list with the members of the media, we did have damage, but it wasn't as significant as what we have seen before in the likes of Beryl. So we must be thankful. We didn't lose any roads really, but we had some significant landslides, particularly in West Rural St. Andrew. We had some landslides in Northern and several other communities. In the general appraisal, we had about 15 roads blocked totally, 10 flooded. Minor road damage was about 2. We had about 7 single lane situations where there was only single lane access. And major, we had about 2 totally impassable roads. The approach of the National Works Agency whenever we have challenges like this is the first objective is to create access. And that is usually single lane access, which will give the opportunity of emergency services and residents in general to exit. Particularly as we're seeking to reopen schools, we're trying to find ways to create single access where schools can open where possible. I know the Ministry of Education did issue a release asking schools to open where possible. We were partnering with the regions in the various parishes and the various parish councils as well to provide single access. The second phase will be the clearing.
Sweeney, it's important to listen to him because you want to ask yourself the question. The assessment Nesta is given, is that an assessment nationwide or where Nesta got to or heard from?
Which is the total clearing of the roads that have landslides on them. The longer term problem is that there are some areas, for example, in East Rural, where we have had major landslides, which has essentially destroyed roads. We also saw one on television where the entire community has been cut off. That is going to take some time to repair. There are also some other minor slippages that have taken place. The National Works Agency is currently in the field doing their assessment to see what the damage is. And I'm sure the Prime Minister will be giving an update as to what the damage is and what the cost to the country is. But I think we should be thankful that it wasn't as serious, and we are with our friends and our countrymen who have suffered damage. And I want to assure them that the government is here to assist. Minister, I think that's the report so far.
As much as they can.
All right, Dr. Trump coming up next.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morris Dixon.
All right, and so we have to move on. And so
prepare yourself for Dr. Chung, all right?
Be inviting you to lead off on the presentation on the reduction in crime and the work of the JCF.
Listen careful, because I can't tell lie good.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to see everybody else as well. After yesterday's events, safe and dry. But let me recognize my colleague, Mr. Dana Morris. She's still with us. She has taken on a much wider role. As a role, a heavier load. But she has a good teamwork with her. And of course, Mr. Morgan, you have just heard. A good morning again to you and to all Jamaicans listening. With me this morning, of course, I have Deputy Commissioner Richard Stewart and team members from the JCF, Assistant Commissioner Mr. McLaughlin from CTOC, Acting Assistant Commissioner Mr. Wayne Joseph from the CIB, and the Intelligence, and of course, Mr. Wayne, Senior Superintendent Wayne Clark of the Intelligence Department. And my Permanent Secretary, Ambassador Alice Stoneroof, joined us for this month's presentation. Today, we'd like to provide the nation with some updates on the matters relating to the major crime landscape. This particularly in light of the recent incidents of multiple killings in three different parishes. These include the events in particular Cherry Tree Lane out in Clarendon, Pleasant Heights, formerly called Warwicker Hills in the St. Andrew Hills, and of course Boyne Road recently in South St. Andrew, have understandably caused concern among our citizens. I want to reassure the nation that Jamaica Constabulary Force is working tirelessly to maintain peace and security and bring the perpetrators of these heinous acts to justice. We understand the gravity of the situation and are treating each incident with the utmost priority. This has been a priority for the government of Andrew Holness.
Let me say this, Dr. Chang, and this go for the whole on. When you come read the speech that the speechwriter wrote for you, you must study it well before you come out here. If you can't come out here and talk out on your head like me, Dr. Chang, then you need to practice the speech where the speechwriter write go before you come out a road called mumble fumble. And it goes for you as well to favor, because that's one of your biggest problems.
From the very beginning. Our approach is multifaceted and includes intensified investigative efforts, leveraging intelligence and deploying a significant operational presence to target key actors and protect those persons who are vulnerable and likely victims. While the incidents are deeply concerning, it is important to highlight they are not random acts of violence. They are linked to conflicts between organized criminal groups involving gang activities, drug trafficking, lottery scamming, as we call advanced fee fraud, called by the Americans elder fraud, and of course, gun running. In the major crimes.
Something, Dr. Chang, don't cut on there. Gun running, Dr. Chang. Scamming. Drug running, Dr. Chang. Something that Dr. Chang knows well about.
The major crime summary for the period of January 1 to November 4, 2024 reflects a significant reduction in criminal activity compared to the same period in 2023. There has been an overall reduction in major crimes by 15%, with key categories showing marked improvement. And the last quarter we are coming out of, August, September, October, has traditionally been the highest quarter for the year. Traditionally, and the August, September, October 2024 has been the lowest 3 months of the last 5 years. I emphasize that because it reflects the introduction of new strategies by Commissioner Kevin Blake and the team of officers leading the police.
Hey, commissions, hey! New strategy by the Commissioner Kevin Blake. Where are they? All the new strategy, Dr. Chang, we have seen since Dr. Blake came is mass shooting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Chang. Mass shooting is the new strategy under Dr. Kevin Blake. But if I'm wrong, you can correct me on that.
The total number of murders recorded has fallen by 19%. That is 233 fewer persons killed this year. Additionally, shootings have seen a reduction of 9%. The guns are still there. We're taking steps to get them off the road. In terms of rape,
I don't want to keep cutting into your argument, Dr. Chang. Then so if you make people talk, then you answer after. But Dr. Chang, of course you know the guns are still on the road. I mean, you've issued a container of AK-47s in Flanker. You load up 3 coaster buses, Dr. Chang, with AK-47s, and you ship them across Jamaica. Don't you remember where those buses journeyed to, Dr. Chang? Or would you know of the people in Flanker that have a lot of those AK-47, Dr. Chang? The 200 strong of it that you brought into the country, Dr. Chang? Well, you can test with it, sir.
there has been a notable decline of 28%. Robbery incidents decreased by 21%. When we look at the divisions that are used,
no beat and teach. I will challenge Dr. Chang to sue me for defamation, because we will flush it out, Dr. Chang, on the witness stand. The evidence I have, Dr. Chang, came from your police officers. I only do not publish them because I'm protecting your officers. I challenge you, Dr. Chang, to sue me, because we will flash it out on the witness stand where your police officers, Dr. Chang, have that evidence against you, where you distributed 200 AK-47s in Flanker. You load up 3 coaster bus, Dr. Chang, and you distributed them across Jamaica. I challenge you to sue me.
that use are problematic. We have seen even more significant decreases. Indeed, the police indicated that they're going to focus on the 5 critical divisions that literally causes about nearly 50% of the murders in the country on an annualized basis. They are down by some 22% at this point in time. They involve St. James, which is down by 32%, Westmoreland down by 12%, Clarendon down by 39%, Kingston West is down by 30%. They would take note of those 3, St. James, Clarendon, and West Kingston, have areas that hit the emotional and the ears of our people very quickly. There have been dramatic reduction there by virtue of the increased police activity and deployment and intelligence work in these areas. And of course, St. Andrew South, which is down by 14%. Another feature of our success by the police has been the significant reduction in incidents of multiple murders. While the recent 3 have shaken the society, in a sense, it is more a reflection of the fact that the society has gotten less, hearing less about multiple murders, and when they happen, it does create a sort of social shock. And indeed, we are concerned about them as everybody's society. At this point last year, there were 78 incidents of double murders with 156 victims. This year, there have been 40 such incidents with 80 victims, and we continue to take action to reduce that kind of activity. And I'll allude to it as we proceed. Quadruple murders have been halved from 4 incidents with 16 victims to just 2 incidents, resulting in 8 victims.
Can I please have you stand for the arrival of the Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness? Good morning.
Minister, you're presenting? All right.
Optics.
Thank you. Welcome, Prime Minister. Quadruple murders have been halved from 4 incidents with 16 victims to just 2 incidents, resulting in 8 victims. This reduction in major crime numbers reflect the effectiveness of our strategies to reduce gang-related activities and violent crimes. The downward trend across multiple crime categories highlights our continued success in combating and curtailing gangsters, gun violence, contributing to safer communities across the nation. This was based on the critical point we reached in the government strategy, which was to expand the police force, increase their resources, and have the leadership of the Jamaican Conservative Force initiate new strategies and deployments which is beginning to show the results, which we indicated at the very beginning of our term when there was some controversy about the state of social public emergencies. They have made a big difference. In recent years, the JCF has significantly disrupted the activities of criminal organizations, reducing the number of active criminal gangs in Jamaica by more than half. It's a deliberate strategy to go after the persons foremost in perpetrating of violence. Indeed, the Commissioner used the expression, communities are not violent, individuals are violent. And we seek to build the cases around those individuals. Our intelligence has identified just under 230 such persons of high priority. They have been prioritized for investigation, and so far, 90 of them are wanted for murders and other major crimes, and are being pursued by our fugitive apprehension teams across the country. I wish to emphasize that because sometimes there are those who seek to think the police are targeting individuals in an arbitrary manner. The objective is to build cases around the individuals and seek to have them arrested, apprehended, and prosecuted. If they engage the police is trained to defend themselves effectively. We must also recognize our success in removing illegal firearms from our streets, a critical step in preventing violence before it occurs. So far this year, 667 illegal firearms were taken off the streets. In this area, we are taking further.
The flicking of the screen is not from me, it's from the TVJ camera.
The steps to work closely
the
with our partners. We must also recognize our success in removing illegal firearms from our streets, a critical step in preventing violence before it occurs. So far this year, 667 illegal firearms were taken off the streets. In this area, we are taking further steps to work closely with our partners, overseas partners, and to improve and increase the intensity of our review of our ports of entry to prevent the continued influx of illegal firearms in the country. We have, in fact, this government has, in fact, developed the new Firearms Act, which increases the penalty for illegal possession of firearms. But as I said, we are taking physical steps on the police is actively engaged in looking at all the details, working with customs and the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard to ensure our coastline is protected and we can apprehend the purveyors of illegal firearms in our country. Notably, 383 guns were seized directly from assailants, that is in combat literally. Each of these seizures reflect a successful intervention and interruption of a criminal act that could have cost lives. A further 284 removed in situation without arrest. Notwithstanding these successes, there are some areas of concern which need repeating and emphasizing, such as the occurrence of multiple victim incidents with larger than usual number of victims. In Cherry Tree Lane, 8 lives were tragically lost and 9 others injured due to an ongoing gang war. Similarly, gang violence in the Warwick Hills area, now known as Pleasant Hill, claimed the lives of 5 individuals, including 2 suspected gang leaders. And then the Boyne Road triple murder in South St. Andrews was part of an ongoing conflict between rival gangs. These incidents demonstrate the reach and destructive nature of gang violence. Despite the complexity of these cases, we are making significant progress. In the Cherry Tree Lane incident, we have arrested and charged 2 individuals linked to the gang and seized an illegal firearm. 2 suspects linked to the incident, one of whom was positively identified as a shooter, were fatally shot when they challenged the members of the police force as they sought to apprehend them. The remaining members of the gang are being pursued to be brought to justice. Please be assured that we are committed to pursuing justice for the victims of these senseless acts of violence. For those involved in these criminal activities, I say this: choose a different path to solving your conflicts. If you choose violence, we will find you and will bring you to justice. Let us address organized crime, particularly gang activity. This year, our strategy has sharpened this focus on dismantling gang structures across the island. Thus far in 2024, we launched 2,777 anti-gang operations, resulting in the detention of 488 individuals. We also detained 19 female gang members, which evidence that our efforts are targeting networks, addressing crime at every level within these organizations. Since the start of the year, we have charged 163 gangsters as compared with 145 last year. We have put 8 gangs, inclusive of 73 gang members, before the court, and 28 other gangs are being investigated. The road to ending gang and gun violence is a long one, but these successes show that we are moving in the right direction. I call on all Jamaicans to stand with us, to support the efforts of the police, to work with us, and to continue believing that we can bring about the change we will wish to see, we all wish to see. Together we will dismantle the power of the gangs, and we will continue to drive gun violence out of our communities one step at a time. Our efforts are yielding results, but we cannot do this alone. We need the support of every Jamaican, both at home and the diaspora. If you have any information that could assist our investigation, no matter how insignificant you may think it might be, please come forward and share it with the police. The little pieces put together build the big case, and we get to put away the gangsters and find those who are purveying illegal firearms in our community. Your information could be the key to solving these cases and bringing justice to the victims and their families. We are committed to ensuring the safety and security of all Jamaicans. We still continue to work tirelessly to prevent further violence and maintain peace in our communities. The government has made this a priority. We're investing in taking the police force to a level where we are confident they can deal with the gangs and the contraband purveyors of firearms and other contraband that damage the entire fabric of society. We are moving in the right direction. We want your support to continue on that.
We can't tap him there so now. I don't think we can tolerate Andrew after we hear from Chang tonight. Maybe we don't have to go wait for Andrew till tomorrow. You said Dr. Chang. Jesus. Any information we have, no matter how insignificant, Dr. Chang, that we think that information is or are, then we must forward it to the police so the police can investigate. Because for your police, they know, investigate them do. You see, Dr. Chang, I have a major problem here. Quite a major one, Dr. Chang. You're asking me to do something that could put my life at risk. You're asking me to do something, Dr. Chang, that could take down the leader of a gang, Dr. Chang. Who are we talking about? We're talking about the same gang leader, the Minister of National Security, Dr. Chang, Deputy Prime Minister, that is one of the major illegal gun smuggler in Jamaica, Dr. Chang. And you're asking me the information that I have on you, Dr. Chang. I got it from your police. Who you want me to go walk and talk it to again? Be talking to the world, pan. Yes, sir. Who else you think would want to hear, Dr. Chang? I mean, this is global television. This is global television. Upon ya we talk it, and upon ya we ask if it come sue we. And the police may get it from Dr. Chang. And you are asking me to turn round, go back, go tell the same police will give me the information, say Dr. Chang have an illegal gun operation in the country, Dr. Chang? Do you know the risk of me passing up those information and a gang leader like Dr. Horace Chang? Do you understand that, Dr. Chang? You're asking me to give up the evidence I have against you, the gang leader. Do you think, though, Dr. Chang, if your police could have acted on that information, without government or state interference, Dr. Chang, or sabotage, or the risk of losing their life, Dr. Chang, they would have given it to somebody like me to say, go, they go talk about it, just not play it because other officers' name get mentioned in the blah, blah, blah. Come sue me, Dr. Chang. I dare you. I dare you. If anybody who listens to you just now understand you fair enough, I cannot break it down to them. I am not a translator of gibberish, Dr. Chang. Never learned that at school at all. Which part me got school? Them not teach gibberish. I don't know if the speech writer write gibberish give you, or you see what the speech writer write and you decide to speak gibberish. I can't explain it, Dr. Chang. This is an area where I cannot help you in. If the people understand you, they understand you. You say it's not necessary for police have them body camera on in a shooting incident. But before they jump out of the car and pull their gun, Dr. Chang, it's just a touch you have over the camera there and it turn on. Dr. Chang said, whatever information we have, we must pass it to the police. You know, since I beat me up, Dr. Chang, me look like a fool to you. Me I tell the world. Me not tell the police, me I tell the world, because the police already know Dr. Chang and them gimme. And them here with you, and them talk about it. And them disgruntled about it. And them angry how them can't do anything about it because of politics, Dr. Chang. And them angry how you arm the bad man them with a more high-powered rifle than them, Dr. Chang. And you want me to go turn around and give police that information? When your very own police, them, Dr. Chang, have positive evidence on you and your gun smuggling, and you want me now to go beat up myself, because you hear me a fool, you say. You hear me ban back a cow. And because me ban back a cow, Dr. Chang, me don't have no sense. So me go run, go beat up myself. Cup on you too. You can't even read a written speech. And you want try fool me. Run one list. Me know you see me can't hear him because you did over it today. Me see you over it today. I beat Dr. Chang, I beat me up. Dr. Chang knows the evidence where me have pan him, the evidence where WikiLeaks have pan him, in police them have it too. So when me, I go run go beat up myself. Me not beat up myself, Dr. Chang. Me attack you so. If the police them want to watch you so and hear, say they are some turn a blind eye, them already know. All of the recordings them what me have, I think the police them have it. Me never get it from people where that John see you. Me get it from policeman. Dr. Chang. And you're asking me to turn over that information to the police. You know, say you're wicked. You know, say you want to set me up to see me and AI make up things against you. Because when it's not fake, you know, AI, you can't trick me, Dr. Chang. Yeah, popcorn, so you can't trick me and kill me. And I must say, war, head clot, mad. And that you plan for do. Trick me and kill me. We go talk, say. And me, say Dr. Chang. WikiLeaks know all about you. The American Embassy, Dr. Chang, know about you. The British Embassy, the Canadian Embassy. Your crime is not a secret, Dr. Chang. So I don't know why you ask for help to fight the crime where you walk and commit in the country every day. Why? Are you a committee? All you have to do, Dr. Chang, is stop. You don't need a help to stop, Dr. Chang. You really don't need a help to stop. Just stop bringing the illegal guns. Stop support the scamming Dr. Chang. Stop support the drug running Dr. Chang. It is simple. Stop the bullet out a gunman in your office and not reporting it to the police, Dr. Chang. It's simple. Stop. Stop. If Trump decide tomorrow to stop supply Netanyahu and Zelensky with bomb, these war will wind down. Because you cannot continue to fight a war without bomb. It's same thing applied to you, Dr. Chang. Stop bringing the guns. It is simple. There's no two way around it. Stop bringing the guns. As long as you stop bringing the guns, Dr. Chang, we will get a grip of the problem. But as long as you continue, Dr. Chang, to carry this high-powered weapon in the country, arming the police, your gangsters, with a more high-powered rifle, Dr. Chang, than you arm your police with, is a major problem, Dr. Chang. Your police are disgruntled because of that. You can solve the problem of crime in our country. You have a long history with guns and gangs, Dr. Chang, Deputy Prime Minister. You have a long history with guns and gangs. You can stop this violence in the country if you want. But then again, this is one of the pocketers who want to get caught up in. When you issue these guns to these bad men to suppress people in order to gain political leverage over a community, those same bad men want to walk and issue gun to become havoc to the same one, because them not only use the gun to intimidate people. For honest sake, them go on to use it for them own sake until it turned into a tit-for-tat war. With Dr. Tufton and Archers, them benefit out of. Because when you walk and create the killing them, you know, Dr. Chang, Tufton and Archer, they all benefit. The sudden death body them, the body them for autopsy and all of that malarkeys. Tufton benefit, you benefit, Archers benefit. Only though if Jamaican young men could see that they are on the table of the world's industry. Whether be they're going to prison or they're going to the cemetery. But they are the pawn in the world's game and industry. The drugs, the gun, the fast lifestyle. But nothing is achieved from that other than most end up in prison or end up in the cemetery. And the politicians who buy you the guns and rent the cars for you, like Babs Grange and Horace Chang, continue to enrich themselves. And you poor people, children, continue either to go to the prison or the cemetery. When will Jamaica wake up to the nonsense of politics? When will Jamaica wake up to the nonsense of politics? The most ruthless gang leader in your country is coming to tell you to provide the police information to fight crime. You can't chick away and kill with Dr. Chang. You must say, wara hit mad. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the Global Television Group. Thank you all for joining us. And if you no see Kamala, tell her me say, hush there. By Sunday come, the lick we cool. We normally love take we beaten before Sunday, Kamala. Because we say, by Sunday come, beaten, feel cool. Thank you very much, and good night from the Global Television Group. Join us right back here tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who has openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no regret for the act, where a Commissioner of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution, and that Minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the Minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing, not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction to it.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.